how to make a Gantt chart in Excel. Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be telling you how you can make your own Gantt chart in Excel. So let's get into it. All right, so I added a few stuff over here, so you can see I added the project name. All right, and let me just select this section over here, and there we go. All right, so now we've got that, right? I put some details over here. We have our number of projects, number or activity assigned to start date, end date, days we worked on, the status, and what percentage is it completed. Project name over here, we enter the project start date, and this is week starting, right? After you've finished everything, next what you want to do is you want to go ahead and add some sort of calendar over here. So let's go ahead and get started. So for that, I'll just close this up so that we have like some sort of, gap over here. And then over here, I'll just put an is equal sign like that, and basically paste the formula that I have over here. And it's going to select this date right here, and we're going to hit the enter. Too many arguments for this function. Wait. All right, I think that'll work for now. Okay, so the formula was not working, so I just used the simple formula, put a, is equal sign, and then just selected the column, which is D3, and boom, we got our date. There we go. And okay, we're gonna use this formula as well. You can use the is equal sign if it makes simple for you, but I think this formula works better because this one it'll make the month and the weekdays start at the working day. So as you can see, 7th of February, right? So if we could take a look at that, 7th of February, that's the basically the end. So now we just put in 7 days over here. So for example, we put an is equal sign, right? We select this one and we add +7 and we hit that. So now we've got that. And then we just drag it all the way to the end so that where we have like a year's worth of dates, right? And then boom, should be good to go. L4 is D4. Yeah, L4 is right here. You +7. Yeah, there you go. Something is wrong with my sheet. I am so confused right now. Do I have to like manually enter every single one of them just to... Oh my God, this is not good. Okay, how about this? I just select all of them, right? Hopefully this will work. Let me... Oh yeah, it automatically divided into a column as well. That's all right. I think we can... Yeah, it's working, but I think I need to manually input like the formulas and everything, which is kind of annoying. You know what I mean? Like this is not smart. But yeah, we got the dates. We can set up, like increase the width of it so it's a little bit better, but yeah, we got it. Next, we're going to put our months over here. So you can see sometimes it gets tricky. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 for February, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 for March, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 April. I thought it would be like a fifth, five. Where's the fifth? Because there's supposed to be like a fifth week. Why is everything divided into 4 weeks? Because sometimes, you get like an extra week in between because, months aren't equal. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So July has 5 ones. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So that works. So what we're going to do is we're going to select February. All right. We're going to merge these together. Merge and center. And merge and center these. Merge and center. Wait, did I do this? Did I not do it? Yeah, I didn't do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, May also had 5th. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. June also. No, June had 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is what we basically are doing, right? Then once you've selected that, then what you want to do is I'll just select this entire row that I've, merged up until where is it? Yeah, here we go. Then we'll just copy that, boom, all the way to the end or wherever our dates are, ending, right? Then what we do here, so something like this. So this is how I did it. Selected the February ones, right? And I selected the top 4 row and merged in center. Then I put the is equal sign, right? And then I selected the second date, which is L4, right? Then I right clicked and I had a custom format on it. Click on custom and we just wanted the month, so we got the month. And we can do the exact same thing for year as well. We just flip it up over, all right? And then just here we go into custom format. Instead of month, we put year. So something like that. Okay. But instead of L3, it should be, L4. That. So now it's 2026. And then we just do this over here. But for some reason it says to do this, we need to all the merge cell needs to be the same size. So I guess we have to do it manually. But yeah, you do this and you get the whole calendar set. And then of course, it's gonna be a bit too much. Why do I have this? Let me go ahead and like that, move it over here so that we have it. Then basically you just set up and customize it, right? You make it look a little bit better, right? You add some new borders over here, like if you come over here, click on the borders, right? You put like a whole box over here, basically just create your own box. So, or you could just simply select this section right here and just select borders over there. And for this one we'll add the borders for this one. Where was it? And there we go, something like that, so that it's differentiated. Is it just me, or does this line look wiggly? I don't know, it looks wiggly. But yeah, you just then go ahead and color it, customize it, and you should be good to go. Then you can add your activities and your tasks over here, which person is assigned to start, end date, and stuff like that, right? So now it looks a little bit better. I added some colors over here and stuff like that. Also, what you can do is you can also come over here, and instead of year, you could just say, date, like that, and it'll look something like that, and then you can just copy it and over there, but it'll mess up with the formula. I should have done this before. I forgot, but yeah, this looks okay. Then let me just go ahead and select this and center align everything like that, and also like that, or maybe something like that. I don't know, something like this. There you go, looks okay. And oh, I think I might have messed up the top bars as well, so let me go ahead and do that. There we go, in the center. Boom, boom shakalaka, looks good. So next we can go ahead and start adding some more details over here. So you can add like your numbers, your activity assigned to, start date, and stuff like that. All right, so I'm going to fill this out. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this out. So after adding a few more details, this is how it looks like. We have all of our project names, our start dates, and our end dates. I also added this formula which will calculate the network days between these deadlines and give us all the working days. All right, so for this project we got 4, this one we got 5, this one we got 6, this one we got 5, this one we got 6, 4, 4, and 6, right? Now then we have the status. All right, so for this one we actually want the drop down menu. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and add that, but before we do that we should also, and I also added this little drop down menu. So for that I scrolled down, I added this list called statuses, and in the status I added not started, in progress, blocked, and complete. Then I selected the entire list, gone up, clicked on data, and then clicked on data validation. All right, clicked on data validation, clicked on data validation, and here in sources, all right, I clicked on the list, and for sources I should have selected these 3 and then click on OK, and click on OK. Let me just go ahead and type that and clear all. I'll do that and then click on OK so that it's done. Now let me just delete that. Maybe that's why it was giving me an error. I click on here, data validation, click on list, and select the source, which is right here. So it's these 4. Click on OK, and boom, now we have it. So now we can just simply go ahead and just type in over here, whatever we want, like that. So it's good. Next, I added some percentages as well, just in case, we can, get started. So for this one, I'll also add in progress, and since it's in progress, the other ones, yeah, we'll leave them as it is. And this is how it looks like. So there's been a problem, guys. I think I messed up with the dates because there's this formula, right? So this formula is if the start date and end date match, right, minus the weekends, then we get U. Now the U is very important because U is this symbol right here, this little diamond shape, right? This diamond shape appears in the Windings format, right? In the Windings font. If you put the Windings font, that U is going to appear up. But because I think I just randomly put dates, I didn't think much of it. When I entered the formula, instead of diamond appearing, it's just nothing. So maybe I think it's because of the, it's definitely because of the it's definitely because of the dates. But yeah, other than that, we should be good to go. But once that dates is fixed up, make sure you put the correct dates, right? Make sure you put the right dates. Those dates are going to pop up over here. And then the diamond shape is going to pop up over here. And your Gantt chart is going to look pretty good. So again, I just messed up with my dates. That's why it's not showing up. But, you can see right here, the icon itself is right there. That's why this weird shape is showing up. But yeah, that's how you do it. So there you go. That's how you can set up a Gantt chart. Now, it's not the perfect, it's not the best, but it'll get the job done. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And until next time, take care and goodbye.